Your guys' review, and I'm gonna do my best to help you guys out. Okay. So let's get started. So for question number 1 and 2, so first, you guys are gonna be solving by factoring. So, first let's get our factors right. So remember, you guys, A is 1, B is -10, and C is 24, right? And remember, make sure when you guys factor, the equation is equals to 0, right? Make sure the equation is equal to 0. So let's do our x method, right? Remember, a times c goes up top, so 1 times 24 is 24. On the bottom is -10. And now you need to think of what two numbers multiply to 24, but when you add it, give you -10. That is -6 and -4. And remember, we divide by the a value, and you guys put on the variable, right? So our factors are n minus 6 and n minus 4. So this is the answer for question number 1. But remember, for question number 2, we have to solve. So we set it equals to 0. We set both factors equals to 0, and then you guys solve. N equals 4, and n is equals to 6. And make sure to put those in this notation, right, you guys? Question 3. Now, remember, you guys have to make sure it's in the ax plus bx plus c equals to 0, right? Now, I noticed that this, first of all, this is not even equals to 0, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract this from both sides. So subtract 3b from both sides, and you guys get b to the second plus 2b minus 35 equals to 0. And again, we're going to factor. A equals 1, b equals 2, c equals -35. So a times c up top, b on the bottom. So 1 times -35 is -35. On the bottom it is 2, right? What two numbers multiply top when added give you guys the bottom? That is 7 and -5. And remember, we divide by the a value and put the variable, right? So our factors are going to be a plus 7 and a minus 5 equal to 0. So this is the answer for question number 3, you guys. Those are your factors. And when we solve, we set both of the factors equals to 0. A equals 5. A equals -7. And please make sure to put this in the brackets in your formative, okay? This next one. Okay, question number 5. Now remember, when you guys are solving by factoring, you need to set the equation equals to 0, right? So we need to subtract this 6 over to the left-hand side. 6n squared minus 18n minus 24 is equals to 0. Now, when we solve and we factor, right? First of all, I notice all of these can be factored out by 6. So we have a GCF of 6. N squared minus 18 divided by 6, you guys, is -3n. And -24 divided by 6, you guys, is -4. So this is the answer for 5. Oh, not yet. I forgot. We didn't factor all the way. Now, in the parentheses, this is your new A, B, and C, right? So we could do X method. -4 up top, -3 on the bottom. And then what two things multiply -4? But when added, gives you guys -3. That is -4 and 1, right? Put these both over the A value, so over 1A. Don't forget the GCF, right? 6, A minus 4, A plus 1 is equals to 0. So this is your factors. So that's the answer for question 5. Now, when you guys solve for this, right, you set all your factors equals to 0, right? Now, 6 can't be 0, so that's out of the question. Now, add 4 to both sides, a equals 4. Subtract 1 to both sides, a equals -1. -1 and 4, right? -1 and 4. Question 7. Again, when you guys solve by factoring, you need to set the equation equals to 0, right? I'm going to add 3 to both sides. We get 6b squared minus 13b plus 6 equals to 0. There's no GCF, so this is our a 6, our b is negative 13, and our c is 6. So remember, a times c, 6 times 6 is 36, on the bottom is negative 13. So now the question is, what two numbers multiply to 36, but when added give you guys negative 13? That is negative 4 and negative 9, right? Now we're going to divide both of these by the a value, and we're going to put it over, it's the variable is in terms of b. So 6b and 6b, right? Now, for both of these fractions, we can divide this, you guys, by 2, so that's negative 2 over 3b. And we could divide this one, you guys, by 3 to make it negative 3 over 2b, right? These are our factors, so we got bottoms up, right? 3b minus 2, that's one factor. 2b minus 3, that is the other factor, right? So we set the equation equal to 0, and we solve for both factors, right? 3b minus 2 equals 0, so add 2 to both sides, divide both sides by 3, b equals to 2/3, right? And the other factor, you guys, 2b minus 3, set that equals 0, add 3 to both sides, and divide both sides by 2. b equals 3/2. So your guys' answers are 2/3 and 3/2, right? Okay, fantastic. Question number 9. It's already in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Great. Nothing can factor out nothing can divide into 8, 18, or 9, so now we just go straight into x method, right? That's our a, that's our b value, that's our c, so a times c, you guys, 8 times 9 is 72. On the bottom is just your guys' b value, right? What numbers multiply to 72, but when added gives you guys 18? Well, is it 4? 4? No, that's 18. That's not gonna work. Is it 6? Yes. 12 times 6 gives you guys your numbers. And remember, we divide both of these by the a value, right? So 8, and then smack on the variables, right? And again, both of these, you can simplify this. You guys can divide top and bottom by 4 for 3 over 2m. And this one, you guys, you could divide top and bottom by 2 for 3 over 4m. So these bottoms up are your guys' factors. So these are your factors. And then when we solve, we set it equals to 0, right? Set both of your factors equals to 0. Subtract 3 to both sides for both of them. And then for this one, divide both sides by 2. And for this one, divide both sides by 4. Sorry, kind of messy. But nonetheless, negative 3/2 and negative 3/4, right? Negative 3/2 and negative 3/4. Okay, number 11. So it's already in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, right? I can factor out a 2 from each of them, right? 4k squared plus 9k plus 5. I have a brand new batch of a, b's, and c, you guys, and now we can do x method, right? A, t, c up top, b on the bottom. 4 times 5 is 20, on the bottom is 9. So what two numbers multiply 20, but when added gives you guys 9? That would be 5 and 4. And then divide both of these by your guys' a value, right? And attach the variables. This one's fine, but this one you guys can divide top and bottom by 4 to make it 1 over k. So your factors are, don't forget the GCF bandit of 2, 4k plus 5, and k plus 1, right? All equals to 0. So these are your factors. Those are your factors. And now when you guys solve, set all your factors equals to 0. But remember, it doesn't make sense that 2 equals to 0, so that's not possible. Subtract 5 to both sides, divide both sides by 4. K equals -5/4, and for this one, you guys, subtract 1 to both sides. So we got -5/4 and -1 as your guys' answers. So I will be making more videos as we come, but these are the answers for you guys to solving by factoring. So keep on practicing, you guys, and get ready for your guys' test, okay?